into this year. What do you think about it? Deion Sanders is gone. Do you think Jackson State's still going to be Jackson State?
Um, I think the conference, isn't really, it's not really top heavy. There's a lot of good teams out there. We don't really pay attention to other people like that, but, from what I've seen, they're still, recruiting at a high level. And everybody else in the conference is too. It's not one of those things where it's, one school is getting all the recruits. I think that, each school has a certain, pitch that they sell to their recruits. We do too. And, I think the talent level in the SWAC has gone up a ton the past few years. So that'll definitely be something to look out for this season.
I agree with that. I feel like the talent level in the SWAC has gone up dramatically. Like, there's always been stars that have come out of the SWAC and like HBCUs. Like, there's always been stars that have come out, like Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Shannon Sharp. Like, there's always been stars, but I feel like lately, like, more high-level recruits are going to HBCUs and FCS schools in general that you really never saw before.
Agree.
And I love that.
There's more exposure nowadays versus back then. We got I think 3 or 4 games that are going to be on ESPN networks. And to be honest with you, I couldn't remember the last time I saw a SWAC school on ESPN. Before all this exposure happened.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the big difference. And I feel like the way it's going, I don't think that you're going to see an FBS and FCS in the next 10 years. I think you're going to see them combined. Like, I think you're going to see something like that happen. I think that will happen because how much the recruiting is coming to a factor. But the only thing is, with the FCS is going to struggle is with NIL deals. Like, NIL, that the bigger schools are going to just take away, like, they're going to offer them millions of dollars, like, that Arkansas Pine Bluff cannot offer a athlete. And that's why I feel like one of the biggest problems, like, I feel like there should be a cap. Like they have salary caps in every other sport, and I know this is college, but there should be a salary cap for each team. And, like, that you can't go over, and if you go over it, you get fined, you lose scholarships, you lose this, you lose that, you lose some significant thing that will affect your program, so teams won't go over it. Because I feel like that is the biggest problem in college sports, is the NIL deals. Because you're going to have one team, like, one year, like someone like Notre Dame who has big boosters, like huge boosters, go out there and be like, screw it, we're going to go and get all these recruits, giving them millions of dollars, because we have the resources to do that. And you're going to see, like, all, like, these teams, like, complaining, like, oh, that's not fair, this and that. But when they've been doing it for years, but it wasn't legal then.
In a sense, it almost, we're an FCS school, and I know a lot of other people at FCS schools. I feel like with NIL, it's great for the players, because that money that they get and the money that they earn is, life-changing for them and their families. But when you look at it from, like, a school perspective, you look at it, from a coach, you can have somebody have a great year on an FCS team, and then, a group of 5, Power 5, somebody that's got money can just come in and cherry pick, who they want. You say you got a running back, he rushes for 1,000 yards, and a bigger school says, hey, we got $100,000, you come transfer to us. Well, not only does that hurt
Wyatt, you froze, bro.
running back spot that's open for somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like that's, like, the worst part about this is, like, you have, like, these schools that can do that, and I feel like in the long run you're going to see that affect these students more and these student athletes more, because they're looking at it as, oh, I go and take this, I'm not going to, like, they don't look at it like, oh, am I going to get playing time here? No, they're looking at it as, I'm getting $100,000. I can get my family out of the hood, I can get my family out of this, I can get my family out of that, and I feel like they not looking at like the bigger picture where if I stay at the school and I perform, I still have a big chance to go to the NFL because the way the exposure is going now, like the way FCS is growing, like you're seeing like more stars come out of the FCS level in the last couple of years than you have, and it's not just quarterbacks and offensive linemen no more. You're seeing running backs, you're seeing wide receivers, cornerbacks, linebackers, defensive linemen. You're seeing that now, and I feel like they're not looking at that the bigger picture in there, and I feel like that's the problem with it because they're luring them in with the money, and they're not looking at it as like, okay, there's a 5-star, 5-star, 5-star ahead of me. You're not gonna get playing time over them, no matter what experience you have. Like, you're not gonna get experience. You're not gonna get that playing time because those kids have went there for a reason, and like the money that they're getting compared to you, they're making like 500K. You got 100K. You need to look at that bigger picture.
I think another thing that really hurts, these schools is I think all the money affects the loyalty you have to a school. You know what I mean? Like, kids they're not gonna be looking at the university as like their home. They're gonna be looking at it as another paycheck.
Yep.
You got kids that'll sign and they'll make all this money, but if they see something better, they're gonna be real quick to jump ship and go to another school. And I think that hurts the game. Eventually, I think it might hurt the level of play that happens with these schools. And I'm not saying NIL is a bad thing, but I think the way that it is right now, definitely there's some room for improvement with the way that the NCAA and the way that all these colleges handle it. Because I don't know if you saw North Carolina's quarterback Drake May.
Yeah.
He had a solid year this year, and their school's offering him $5 million to go be their quarterback, and his whole family went to UNC, and he stayed because he's loyal to UNC because his whole family went there. But you see less and less of that, and more of kid gets a big check out of high school, doesn't play right away, and he hits the portal after the freshman year. Which I think isn't really, I don't think it's great for the game, and I think in the long run it hurts, us as student athletes because, you leave when you don't start right away. I think it teaches like bad habits, and if I'm not starting here, I can just go somewhere else. You don't stick it out and get in the weight room and improve on your craft. You're so eager to play. I think one of the things that helped me this year, grow and develop, was having an older guy sort of show me how to be a college athlete. Chris came in, and I wasn't really happy about it because it cost me playing time. I only played in 4 games this year. Got to keep my red shirt, but looking back on it, I think it's the best thing that could have happened to me because it really let me take a step back and hone in on things that I needed to work on, and I think I'm a better kicker because of it.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like most athletes, student athletes at that, like at your level, don't realize. Like, everything happens for a reason. Like, just because you didn't get to play that one year doesn't mean the next year you're not going to. Like, you could have someone that's ahead of you that's a first-round draft pick, say, that comes in and he's a first.
Not playing 1 year shouldn't have any effect on your future and rest of your college career. You can redshirt, develop, make the changes to your body that you need to make, and really be that guy the next year. I know I'll have competition. We got I think 1 or 2 transfers coming in, but it's college football is a business. It's best man that plays, and you just gotta be as close to perfect as you can.